You're talking about the speech of a football game and you're getting them excited, and one of the players stands up and says, let's go murder all those guys. And you're like, dude, you're not even on the same page with me on what's happening. In fact, murder would be bad in that if you win the game, you will actually have this wonderful moment that you'll talk about forever, come back, have reunions. But if you go out there and you murder someone, what happens then? I mean, the police show up. I mean, this is a ridiculous analogy. It's getting out of control how bad this analogy is. But I'm just kind of like they're so far from what God's talking about. And that's the point. How far we get from God telling us there's a real battle, and it's bigger than you think. It's this spiritual warfare. And the fight you're fighting, the fight you're talking about, it's kind of a little ridiculous because, yeah, maybe that's a real thing, but can I tell you that's more like this, what's happening around you, and the spiritual battle that is happening for your life, and yet you're talking about this? God's saying, I want you to see the bigger picture. Disciples, 2 swords? See, Lord, here are 2 swords. That's enough, he replied. He's like, okay, that's enough. I can sense what he's like. Okay, guys, that's enough. Because you're not seeing the bigger picture. And what I have prepared you for, how we have shown you what to do. I've given you the tools. I've even told you what's about to happen in detail. We just had an entire meal where I told you how it's all going to play out. I've given you every single thing, and you're talking about swords. Do we do the same thing? Do we know what God's doing at all? Do we understand that he's got a massive role for us to play? And when we're talking about other stuff and thinking about other things, he's saying, I need you part of the actual battle forward. Fight the correct battle forward. And we're really good at seeing this in others more than ourselves. We're good at judging others and going, man, they're missing it. But turning that to ourselves and going, okay, am I missing it? Am I preparing for the correct battle? Things change all the time. Am I connected to the source? Am I spending time in the Word, making sure that God and I are working on the same page for the correct battle forward?